it's a big thing that tells me about your heart. I mean, I know that you might not have wanted to talk about this, but the last time that they were there, I asked him, how did you even end up here from Beaumont? And he said, I lost my third house in Harvey. So, I just go with anything.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I know, right? Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Because Adulting is Hard podcast. I'm Alita, and this is Aaron Alverson. I told him, look, I got it right.
You did.
First try. So we actually don't even really know each other that well, except for that I love your business.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And so I found your business because you are next door to where we play roller derby.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about what your business is and who you are.
So I'm Aaron Alverson. I started This Fit Fuel a little over 5 years ago in Beaumont, Texas. That location opened February, a little over 5 years ago. We make healthy food. I had the idea a lot of years ago, and then I saw another place that did it, but it was all frozen. And so I was like, there's got to be a little bit better way. Mm-hmm. And then the more I researched, the more every place that did it was just you get this meal or this meal or this meal or this meal, and you can't choose what you want in it, and it's generally frozen. So what we do is make what you want, 4 size options, 16 entrees to choose from, 22 sides to choose from. You pick which size, which entree, which 2 sides go in each meal. No limit, no minimum, no maximum.
It's actually really, really easy, y'all. So as I was looking for a meal prepping option, I needed exactly that. I don't want something that's frozen. Right. And I don't want something that you mail to my house that I have to cook because I don't have time.
Right.
So when I came to you, part of your thing that you told me was that I cook all the food clean. So talk to me a little bit about what that means when you told me that, because you're right. Your ordering system you're not going to walk into Aaron's place and you're not going to find a calorie count. He's not going to give you all the breakdowns. He's not going to tell you what it weighs completely in there, but he does have a very interesting way in which he does it. So
yeah, we weigh everything, but in that, there's over 100,000 possible meal combinations, and I'm just a single owner, so I don't have 30 grand to spend on the software that would tell you macro count and all that stuff,
right,
as somebody orders their meal. So, but we weigh everything out, snack size we made for bariatric patients. A little's a little bit bigger, a big's 4 ounces of protein, 2 sides, a Gigantor 6 with, bigger sides. And, that's pretty much it, but everything's cooked clean. So
what does that mean?
So we're not using, vegetable oil or canola oil. We're not using any unhealthy oils. The only oils that we even keep in the shop are extra virgin olive oil, real extra virgin olive oil,
right, and
organic coconut oil.
Okay.
And so we use those sparingly, and make all their seasonings in-house, so we know everything's low sodium. All of our sauces, we don't add refined sugars. The only sugar that we even have in the place is honey. There's 2 or 3 items that
the beef tips get honey on it.
Yep,
right? The beef tips get honey on it.
Yep, I just brought some to y'all, the beef tips. So yeah, those have honey. But other than that, it's just people think you just have to have a ton of salt to make something, or butter to make something taste good.
There's got so many calories in it. Right. It's got so much fat in it in general.
Yeah, and you really don't. So.
And you don't. So on Aaron's website, you'll go through and you'll pick, tell me about some of the things that are on your menu. So tell me some of the meat options that are on there.
Oh, wow.
I can name a few. I pick them every week.
Sure. Yeah. We've got duck. We've got beef tips.
Now, is duck always on the menu?
Duck's always on the menu.
Because I had duck for the first time the other day, the shredded duck.
Oh, that was like actually a special now. That was
yeah, Aaron. It was pretty good. I told Clay I should have gotten more than one of those when I was there.
Yeah, it's looking like that might have to be permanent on the menu.
Okay.
Because I've had a lot of people say that's pretty gnarly.
It was pretty good. Like, and I'm not a duck lover. And I'm not obviously you're from Louisiana.
Yes, ma'am.
You actually told me something funny the other day. You said, I'm actually from the part of Louisiana. What about hunting?
Oh yeah, if you don't hunt or fish, you're like kind of a bird of a different feather, they call it, or whatever. You're an outcast if you don't, fish or hunt.
Absolutely. So you can definitely taste that in your food when I'm tasting it. That it's got that you've come from a long way. A lot of people that have been hunting and fishing a long time. So you've got duck on there. What else is on there?
We've got a few different kinds of beef. We've got the beef tips. We've got a roast, which is a balsamic roast, pretty good. The place that owns the place I rent from in Beaumont, they make all the salad dressings for Jason's Deli.
Okay.
And they've got this organic balsamic that's phenomenal. Anyway, that's the roast. We've got beef fajita stew.
Okay, that one's my favorite.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. You can actually mix that with your cauliflower rice and your bell peppers, and y'all, it actually is like I'm really eating like fajitas. Like, it really is for somebody
that with anything
that you can't have that, because I don't eat rice.
Right.
You do serve rice.
Sure.
I don't eat rice.
Right.
But there are carbs. So keep going. So you've got those beef, and then there's a couple chicken. There's actually several chicken.
We've got our champion chicken, which is a mustard base.
Okay.
We've got sriracha honey chicken, just what it sounds like. We've got our teriyaki chicken.
And salmon. Teriyaki comes in salmon too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Teriyaki salmon, mustard glazed salmon.
Okay.
Peppercorn chicken, which is our only dark meat chicken.
Okay.
We've got beef meatloaf, which is 90-10 beef. Turkey meatloaf, which is 93-7.
Okay.
We've got the sauce, we make in-house. We saute our onion mix before we put it, in there, so it's not like grandma's meatloaf where you still got raw onions when it comes out.
No, it's good.
Yeah, so, and with the breadcrumbs, we use like 1/10 of the normal breadcrumbs in a normal meatloaf recipe. What else? We've got key lime shrimp, which is
that one's really good. That one's and so there's these mushrooms that he makes as a vegetable choice. Clay and I have decided the mushrooms can go in anyone. You can literally mix that with any other vegetable that's in there. And he doesn't particularly. I've asked him, so are any of these options keto? And the answer, well, you'll never get that answer out of Aaron. I've learned. He's like, you get what you get. It's all. I mean, this is what it is.
That's, if you want to call it, if you want to make it keto, that's
fine.
Your thing.
Right. So. That's one of the things I like about you, because it really is just clean eating. And for someone like me, I just don't eat grain because it just doesn't agree with me. It's not necessarily whatever. It just doesn't. I just don't eat it any longer.
Right. Yeah. There's all different kinds of diets out there. And whatever makes you feel good about yourself, that's fine with me. But as long as somebody makes healthy choices with portion control, you're really going to be okay. So
like you said, it's got a bariatric size, and then it's got this little size. They range in price. We get the little and the big all the time. And so it ranges in price from about $8 to $12, depending on what the protein is.
Yeah, the littles start at, the littles are 3 ounces of protein with two sides that are between 2 and 3.5 ounces for each side.
Okay.
Those start at $7.75. Okay. Go up to $10 for a duck. Duck's the most expensive thing on the menu.
It's the most delicious thing on the menu.
It's pretty good.
Just so you know.
And then there's the bigs are 4 ounces of protein. Sides are between 3 and 4.5 ounces each. Gigantors between 6 ounces of protein between 4.5 and 6.5 ounces each. And you can add ounces of protein to anything. You can get extra side. I mean, it's really whatever somebody wants.
Aaron's probably the most flexible person I've ever met. Like when you literally, when you put your order in online, is that how you prefer people to put their orders in, is online or just stopping by?
As long as somebody orders, I'm fine with it.
Perfect. So I typically hop on Monday or on Sunday night, and I put my order in, and then I get a text from Aaron or somebody on his team that sends me a text, and we confirm the location, and he tells me this isn't in stock. And it's great. Like, I mean,
right.
It's that easy.
So, Pearland, we've got a few things on the menu that are not available right now because I'm by myself.
Right.
My Beaumont location is still fully staffed, and so the whole menu is still available. So if you were ordering from Beaumont, you're not going to get that. We're out of this or we're out
Right.
of that.
But locally, I feel like, we are in weird times in
Sure.
small business. You were just opening this location, correct?
Right,
Correct
yeah.
at the beginning of this?
Yeah, I actually tried to open it for about 10 months and finally opened in January. And just in time for the Rona.
Just in time for the Rona. It's been but Clay and I have said it for us that we're still working full force. Like, him and I are both in full action.
Right.
This has been a blessing for us because it makes meal prepping so much easier. And we actually save money by not going to the grocery store. $100 every time I walk into the grocery store.
Yeah. We're lucky to come out for under $100.
Absolutely. So we will include all of this information for Aaron on there. He's a really cool guy. On the top of his lids, he writes these really cool like sayings on there, like "Have a fantastic day," and all these things customized on the top of my lids, and it's a small thing that you do, and I know it doesn't come on every lid, and you can't do it all the time, but it's a big thing that tells me about your heart. I know that you might not have wanted to talk about this, but the last time that they were there, I asked him, "How did you even end up here from Beaumont?" And he said, "I lost my third house in Harvey, so I just go with anything."
Yeah, it is what it is. I met actually over here. I met a girl, and so
of course you did.
We got married, and so I'm over here. But yeah, the hurricanes are there, and stock market crashes, and whatever else.
And I can see that in your heart, and I see that by the things you write on your containers, and the way that you make people feel when they come into your business.
Yeah. So being healthy, eating healthy is a tough decision, and what somebody puts in their body, that's a decision that somebody makes multiple times every day. So anytime you can take a lot of that guesswork, because you can get online and Google healthy food, and there's a million articles from people who haven't done any research and all this stuff. And so, here you are gargling with coconut oil, and then, eating olive oil to mix with this. And, so you're wondering 3 weeks later why you're not losing any weight and all this. And so all we did is I've trial and error for years and years on myself, and, figured it out.
Obviously it works. And I've met your wife too. She's very, very nice. So y'all go check him out. He's right there in Pearland next to Pearwood. And next to Queen Bling is also in your strip center. Mm-hmm. And if you've been interested, have any questions, drop us a note down here. Thanks, Aaron, for coming on.
Right on. Thank you, Alita.
Have a good day, and remember to live happier, because adulting is hard.